Hello my friends, you are welcome back to my platform. Today I'm making a tutorial on A. I have done a tutorial on B before, so I'll just be doing a tutorial on A today. All right, so I'm going to be using organza. There's this fabric they call organza. We have some organza, they are flower organza, but some of them are plain organza. So I'll be working with the plain organza, and the length of material I would be using is just half yards of the organza. So half yards is okay for this project, but after learning today's idea you might want to do more than half yard depending on what you want to achieve. So half yard of organza, plastic art wire, elastic, princess band, some roses, and then of course you need hot glue and all of that. So those are the things I would be using for this project. All right, so I was thinking of how I can make organza strong enough to create a design with. Organza is soft, it cannot stand on its own, so there have to be a support. So what I did was to take the organza, half yard of it, I took it to my sewing machine, and then I start to hem it. So I top stitch all the part that I've just shown you now out. So after top stitching it, I'll just go ahead and begin to fix in the plastic art wire. This art wire is like fish, that boning. This one we call boning, we use it for artwork and fascinators. So it's the tiny part type of that one. Is round like the normal iron art wire that we know. All right, so I just thought that, and I've already seen that um designers, like fashion designers, use such things nowadays for the backup of their gowns and all of that. So I felt we can also use it for fascinators and also some headband. So we just go ahead, all the part that we top stitch, of course, you sew it like when you are sewing body pleat for the normal turban body pleat we do. So the closer, that this is just my observation, the closer your plate, the closer it is, the more beautiful and more defined this pattern is going to be. All right, so don't jump space, make it very close, as close as possible. It can be closer than what you are seeing with me here. And then secondly, you have to also ensure that your plastic wire is in a good shape, not broken in any way and all of that. So it has to just be the way you buy it from the row. Keep it neatly so that by the time you are fixing it in, it will just go smoothly. And then while you pass it through the sewing, remember this is organza. So when you are passing it through the sewing, if you are not careful, it will keep piercing and coming out from different angles. And then also it can make the organza to start to pull thread, that it will look rough, have the holes in different places, and then the thread from the organza will start pulling out, and the place will not look rough, it will not be smooth. So I actually take time while I try to fix this in. It took some time because of me being careful, because the moment you cut each edge, that edge becomes sharp and has the ability to pierce your fabric. So you have to be careful as you pull it in. And one other observation I have is that once you are putting it in, once you are passing it through, the first one that you've passed through before will start to like want to shift back. So you have to like finish with passing everyone through the line, and then you go back and start to rearrange. And then another important step you have to take note of is the fact that by the time you finish passing it through the each of the lines, you have to leave an excessive length that will allow you, because after we finish passing it through, we are going to be working on it so that it will now be smooth and standing. So you need extra wire to be able to do that. So for every of the length that you pass out, or every of the lines you pass out, you have to ensure that you have excess, like up to like 5 inches excess. You understand? 5 inches to 6 inches excess. All right, so that it can come out from both ends. It shouldn't come out like 5 inches from both ends though, but the excess for each of the length should be up to 5 inches, so that by the time we are using it to smoothing, we might, by the time we are smoothing it, we'll be able to lost it all in. If we don't lost it all in, we'll just have a little, like 1 or 2 inch left that is not able to go in. All right, so that you don't just, like, sometimes we are too careful, we just want to say, oh, I don't want to waste my raw materials and all of that. So because of that, you don't want to leave any space, but by the time you start working on it, you see that you need that excess that I'm asking you to leave now. So especially if you are going to try it out for the first time, try as much as possible to just obey this fact that you will need some excess to come out huh, from it. All right, so we are going to be using, we can use this particular project now on a fascinator. We can use it on a fascinator. When I say fascinator, like those molded work we normally do, after molding and wrapping and all of that, you can now prepare something like this, add it to it, add your feathers and all of that. You see it coming out beautifully well. All right, so but today I would be using it on headband. Headband is what so I'll show you, because by the time you finish putting it in, you need to work on it to be able to pull it or push it out. So I'll be showing you how to go about that process, how, what you should do when you are working on it and pushing it out. All right, so we are going to go through this process together today. Okay, so a quick one, if today is your first time stopping by Creative Ends International, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel before leaving today. On this platform, we normally cover everything that has to do with head fashion, ranging from turban, auto gele, fascinators, art, how to mold and all of that. Most everything that has to do, I cannot just say completely everything, okay, most things that has to do with your head fashion, Zara cap, just name them, we cover them here, and we don't have secrets. Everything we do, we show it to you, so that when you want to replicate, you can be able, you don't wash us and by the time you finish washing, you want to replicate, you find out that you cannot do it, or you are doing it, it's not coming out the way my own is coming out. I give you the exact measurement I'm using, I show you the exact process that you need to follow. So I think it will be a wise decision to subscribe to our channel. All right, especially if you are thinking of going into this for business, and of course I will advise that you go into it for business because it's a very lucrative business. All right, so that's it. So you can see that the organza is gradually being able to stand on its own, and then you can actually see that the outcome is something that you are going to like. The outcome is going to be beautiful. All right, so one thing that just dropped in my mind is the fact that I ironed this organza before starting this process. Normally when you buy them from the shops that you are buying from, you find that it's so squeezed, and you cannot really place it. So before you work on it at all, I will advise that you iron it, put a little bit of spray starch on it, and then when you are done with this particular process, the next thing you should do, iron it again, and then just use some maybe what they call this iron now, steam iron, to like iron it again, so that you get that smoothness before you finally go ahead to design. All right, so this video is going to end in this particular place right now. We are going to come up with the part 2 of this video. Just watch out for it. In that part 2, I will show you what to do to be able to hold it and then pull it to bring out the smoothness of the shape and be able to use it for your design. So for now, I will say bye. I'll see you in part 2. Bye.